Well, today was very choppy. Was able to find a trade really early, nice base hit for 10 points. So we're going to go and recap that. And then it just sat on my hands for a long time. Market conditions, definitely recovering from some really big moves recently, I feel like. So kind of consolidating after some nice expansion. We're going to go and recap today's stream. It was done on my main channel, Trades by Matt. The stream is live and free every morning at market open, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. So make sure you come hang out to watch this live. And if not, subscribe to this channel over here. We have daily recaps whenever there's a trade taken. This was done on my 20, 50K Apex funded account. So you can use code TBM for the best discount always. Let's dive into it. Yo, good morning. Yesterday ended up being all right. Grabbed a couple points. I logged in today and we were at like a 5-point range on my intervals, which is very small. So currently at 0.42%. We got the markets opening here in a minute. Yesterday ended up just being a ripper. Little push on the overnight here, but nothing crazy. We got overnight highs up at 565. Overnight lows down at 350. We are opening up above VWAP technically, 25 points or so above it, maybe 30 points above it. We'll see if we rotate that 565, 570 area or not. 70 points higher seems very doable to run the overnight highs, but we'll see. News-wise today, we've got housing market index and business inventory is at 9 o'clock. Other than that, nothing. We had some stuff at 7:30, but that's it. All right, little retest of 50, 55 here. Little prior swing low is kind of interesting. 53, I guess. It's middle of the range though, VWAP, etc. It's too early for me to take it anyways, but Delta's heavy as we're getting slapped off of VWAP. Makes sense. Go sweep the lows and yesterday's close, yesterday's point of control, all that stuff at 400. There's a sweep of the low. Yeah, not super heavy, bouncing at 400 psych level, yesterday's point of control. Got overnight lows down at 350, 50 points lower, feels very doable. Value area low from yesterday around 295 if we're going to go for the prior day green to red rotation. Prior day, yesterday value area high to yesterday value area low rotation. Not sold on that yet just because we are chopping it. So I don't, Austin. But the whole idea behind the 50% retrace of the prior wick is on like a bottoming or topping candle. So like a really clean doji or a really clean hammer, 50% retrace of the prior wick of that hammer or doji after a nice move down or a nice move up. So it's going to be tighter risk. And it only gets tighter as you go like 50%. And I don't have the actual stats on how often it retraces 50% versus not, or versus 70 or 20 or whatever that is. But I just have noticed on my own watching that 50% usually gets tagged and a tag and go with tighter risk on bottoming, good bottoming candles. For instance, in this case, I think a prior open retest is a little cleaner since we have like a 10-point move into the prior open, you know? With blocks higher. I'm gonna go and move that break even. I got close enough. Probably get stopped out break even, but we'll see if I get the full fill. Nice. Just right off the prior open here. Nice hammer after a pretty solid move to the downside, like 100 points to the downside. 1 minute hammer comes back down, retraces 10 points for the prior open retest. Stop is at new lows. Delta was not terribly heavy. And then take my 10 points and move on out of there. So there's first 10 pointer of the day. Start us off. Rejecting point of control is kind of interesting. I wish it was a little farther off of 400, but I mean, that would have worked out pretty well. That's another like 50% retrace setup, right? Super tight hammer after a nice little push. 50% retrace of the wick. You're looking at like a 5 or 6 point stop, ideally, I guess. It's not bad. What do you do after a loss? Figure out what happened and then move on. I mean, That's all you can do is analyze what happened, figure out how you were wrong, and then what you should be doing a little different, and then move on. Because if you meditate on that loss, and I'm not talking about like, you know, monk mode meditation, but just constantly thinking about something is meditating essentially. And if you can't move on, then you're in no place to trade again. That's why sometimes it's really hard. Like people get on like a losing streak, myself included. You start thinking about, you know, the fact that you lost 2 days in a row the next morning. And whenever that starts happening, it gets really complicated. And you have to really like just shoot for a base hit or something to kind of take those toxic thoughts out. But if you can be level-headed, I mean, yeah, I think yesterday is honestly a good example of it, right? I took 2 losers, well, break even and a loser yesterday. And I was pretty much able to establish like, this is not the conditions that I want to be trading in. And I was able to establish that in a pretty quick and pretty like in a pretty good risk way. I was sub 200 points or sub $200, sub 10 points, right, per account. And then days like today where it's like I'm enjoying the price action more, I can grab a 10 pointer, right? And this was less than yesterday was less than today's one trade was 2 trades of that, being able to establish it pretty quick. You know what I mean? And then some days you feel like the market's in easy mode, and that's also natural because again, the markets move differently every day. And it's good to take advantage when those days happen. And we all have different styles of trading too, so don't let someone say this is the easiest market ever and you're having a hard time. Don't let that get to your head. Similarly, don't go, this is the easiest market ever and someone's having a hard time and rub it in their face, right? Thursday, January 16th, dad joke of the day. Why did the invisible man turn down the job offer? He couldn't see himself doing it. Pretty solid. Got a lot of wicks today, huh? I mean, we've been in this little 40-point range the last 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm pretty happy I grabbed the one trade I did so far, just to get something on the books. Like, this is not a small candle by any means. It's a 50-point candle, or 50.5 minute candle. Last 3 minutes we've gone up 50 points, but it's just when it's just in this tight of a range, I think it's pretty challenging. Okay. Okay. Everybody relax. Chat, relax. Everybody relax. We're moving out of the range. Chill out, chill out. And we're back in. Another point and control test. I mean, honestly, this tight is not a terrible idea, I don't think. Just depends on how aggressive we get with the buyers here. It's a diddle in the middle. Definitely a diddle in the middle, so I'm keeping it very tight. Instant stop out. Yep. All right, that's it for me. That was supposed to be $75. I took an extra point of slippage there off the market stop. I'm calling it. I'm up $100. This has been very choppy. Max P&L was $200 per account. I'm up $100 per account. It's almost 10 o'clock. This is like, I'm hoping that we get some 1030 movement or something. Delta was looking heavy. It was a diddle in the middle, which is the downside there. Thought we were going to continue to roll over. We didn't. So take the 4 or 5 point stop there and get on out of here. I'm ending slightly green. I'm going to see what 1030 brings us. 10 to 1030. Clear the head. If we can get out of this range, I'll continue to trade. If we can't, then I'm done for the day.